Good day, everyone. My name is Paul Lorenzo, and I will be sharing my understanding of supply chain management case, especially focusing on transportation and warehouse cost analysis. So let's begin with the current situation. So in this scenario, the cost of books is 10, and then the replenishment lead time is 7 days. Then there's a weekly demand per zone of 50,000 books with a standard deviation of 25,000, as you can see here. Put that in bold. All right, so the replacement orders are made weekly, matching the demand. So that's weekly demand. So the safety stock is calculated using a standard formula, which can be seen in the Excel sheet provided. All right, so let's go with scenario one. Okay, let's begin. So there are three delivery locations, which are Lorenzo 01 underscore 02 and 03. So all the books are shipped from Lorenzo 01 on above to the three Lorenzo locations. So there are no shipments made from Lorenzo 01 or Lorenzo 02. Therefore, there are only Lorenzo 03 incurs shipment costs. So let's break down how the shipment costs are calculated. So 50,000 books times 4 over 4, which is covers 1. So that will be the same. That's still 50,000. And to Lorenzo 02, 50,000 books times 0 divided by times 3 over 4 rather. So that's 37,500. And then 2 over 4 is 1 half. So 50,000 times 1 half. That will be equal to 25,000. So the warehouse operating cost should be 1,500. So going back before you can even get to 1,500, for the warehouse operating cost, we sum up the total demand. 50,000 per location is equal to 150,000 total, and we have to multiply that by 0.01, and then we would get 1,500. For the weekly warehouse fixed cost, it is taken from the provided formula. So for the inventory cost, the total demand divided by 2 times 10 times 0.25 divided by 52. So this gives us a value based on inventory held, cost per book, and annual holding cost rate. So safety inventory cost is calculated using this example right here from a specific formula shown in Excel. So to get the total weekly cost per location, we have to add the shipment cost, warehouse operating cost, warehouse fixed cost, cycle inventory cost, safety inventory cost, resulting, and then the resulting total weekly costs are the following. So from Lorenzo 01, we have 50,000. Lorenzo 02, we have 37,500. And then Lorenzo 03 should be 51,222. Let me just change this to Paul so we don't get too, too confused. And then I'll just change this one together. That's my first and last name. All right. So moving forward, that gave us a total cost of 138,722. So for scenario 2, all right, so warehouse moved to Lorenzo 02 only. So in this setup, the warehouse is now located at Lorenzo 02 or Lorenzo 2, and the books are shipped from there. So from Paul 01 up until to Paul 03, let's compute it. So here, 50,000 books times 3 over 4, that gives us 37,500. For Paul 2, 50,000 books times 2 over 4, that's equal to 25,000. 50,000 books times 3/4, that will be equal to 37,500 again. So the warehouse operating cost is again based on the total demand of 150,000 times 0.01 is equal to $1,500 or 1,500. So the safety inventory, the cycle and safety inventory costs are computed using the same formulas. So the weekly costs are now the following. So from Paul Lorenzo, Paul 1, Paul 2, Paul 3. So these are the following total costs. 37,500. Paul 2 gives up 51,222. And then Paul 3 has 37,500, which gives us a total cost reduction compared to the first setup, clearly. So from 138,722, we have, or at least we have yielded 126,222. All right, so for scenario 3, let me just again copy paste my name over here so we don't get any confusions. All right, so let's begin. So warehouses are in all locations. So now each delivery location has its own warehouse. So Paul 01 or Lorenzo 1 ships to Paul 1, and then Paul Lorenzo 2 ships to Paul 2, and then Lorenzo 3 ships to Paul 3. All right? And then so each ships 50,000 books locally, to be exact. So how do we compute the cost per location of the shipment? So the shipment cost per location is 50,000 times 0.01, uh, which is $500 here. And then the shipment cost per location is calculated using the same formula, 50,000 books times 2 over 4, which is 25,000. And then all the other costs, the fixed, cycle, and safety are calculated the same way, but now per warehouse. So the total weekly cost per warehouse or per location is the following. So from Paul 1, we have $41,391. Sorry. And then for Paul 2, we have 4,391 again. And then this one, the same, 41,391, which give us the total cost of 124,174 dollars. So this configuration or scenario 3 has the lowest total cost among the three. So my key takeaways and insights for this, the Excel worksheets are actually designed to help compare different configurations. When we scroll up here, uh, the total different so again, the Excel's worksheets are designed to help compare different configurations for shipping and storing books. So each setup ensures 50,000 books reach every location but uses a different shipping and warehouse arrangement. So as for scenario 1, the most expensive is at 138,722 for the total cost. Scenario 2, a single regional warehouse, which leads a lower cost at 126,222. And then the multiple warehouses, which is the very lowest of the total cost that we yielded, which is 124,174. So these comparisons highlight the impact of warehouse placement and transportation strategy on total cost. So reflections and applications when it comes to performing this activity. So this activity actually showed me that strategically placed warehouse can dramatically lower cost by number one, I think reducing shipping distances, improving inventory turnover, minimizing safety stock requirements, and then this principle is very applicable in real world supply chains. So for example, in one of my friends' rice distribution business, instead of delivering rice from one central milling plant to retailers nationwide, we could set up regional warehouses instead. This would do the following: cut transportation costs, prevent delivery delays, ensure a steady supply, and minimize spoilage, operate more efficiently by just simply distributing stocks regionally. They actually save money and serve their markets even better. So that's all for my presentation. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you learned something today valuable about warehouse arrangement, management rather, and transportation strategies. All right, have a good one.